Today, Australia is going to flatten the globe for us. First up, we've got a clip from a well-known globagandist part-time pilot known as Orville 6020. This part-timer who's had his wings clipped must be reminiscent of the good old days of when he used to fly 2 or 3 times a year. Obviously a long distant memory, as he's having to upload now these old time-lapse bits of footage to remind himself and others that he used to be a pilot. Bless him. His part-time skills must be diminishing by the hour, along with his integrity, as all of these globies keep getting found out left, right and centre. Just love it. Anyway, let's have a look at Orv's bit of footage first. Quite nice, to be fair. Time-lapse from Sydney to Darwin. Just have a quick look. Don't think we'll watch too much, in all fairness. And off they go, across the plain there. We won't get too involved. I'll pause it there. And now I'm going to go somewhere else. Bear with me. Thought, well, I'd better do, in case anyone cites this as supposed curvature at cruising altitude here. I blended one image from the ground and one image from cruising altitude here, showing apparent curvature. And of course, when I blended the two together, we see the supposed curvature here is optical and of course not physical. Now there would appear, based because I had to raise one of the images slightly, it would appear that there is some supposed horizon drop. Although the curve's exactly the same, some globies might claim there's horizon drop here. As like I said, I had to raise one of the images up slightly. Just pause that. And again, I'm going to show you that that's not to do with curve whatsoever. We can see here, as I've just demonstrated by blending ground and cruising altitude images, the curvature is exactly the same. There does appear to be a little drop in the horizon, but that's purely down to the angle of attack. At cruising altitude, as opposed to on the runway, the plane will be level pretty much with the runway. But of course, when it's cruising, we all know a plane kind of resembles a boat going through water. So the actual camera, which of course is fixed in the aeroplane, and with the plane tilting up slightly, like on the diagram showing the angle of attack for a plane cruising, it's quite easy to see why we've got the supposed horizon drop, because the plane is angling up slightly as it's cruising, as opposed to being level on the ground, level in relation to the ground, which is why we've got that supposed horizon drop, which of course isn't down to any globe Earth, because we've just shown it's just down to the angle of attack, the way the airplane flies in relation to the airplane on the runway. So we've seen, thanks to Orville 6020, there's no Earth curve whatsoever, and it's only going to get worse. So a globe pushing Aussie pilot has shown us there's no curve whatsoever. So let's have a peep at what Google Maps is showing us elevation stat wise for the journey plotted of the time-lapse footage we saw from Sydney to Darwin. Let's have a look. And it would seem, sure enough, just like the pilot's footage showed us, there's no curvature whatsoever. It would seem Australia is incredibly flat. Who would have thought? Bear with me. Now I've plotted the same journey at Google Earth. I mean, look how ridiculous the curve is here. Look. Look how much curve there is. That wasn't present in the elevation stats we saw from Google Maps. That presented the Earth as a level plane. But this CGI ball is just that, a CGI ball. We know it's not demonstrably true. Every large standing body of water proves that. And of course, an Australian pilot who actually ironically pushes the globe, who's just flattened the globe. And it would seem Google Earth and Google Maps now are putting the boot in as well, yet again, like they have previously. But look at the curve here, totally not present in the elevation stats we saw. And then when we compare the two, bear with me. The bottom one's Google Earth, is a cartoon and of course is scientifically impossible. The top one's Google Maps, which is presented to us as a level plane, which of course is demonstrably true. It's gotten so bad for the globe that even their own representatives online now are exposing the globe, whether it be Orville with his time-lapse footage of the good old days showing no curve whatsoever, and this supposed horizon drop of course was down to the angle of attack. And any curve that we did see of course was optical and not physical, because we saw the same amount of curve at ground as we did at cruising height. It's, like I said, it's gotten so bad for these guys right now. They keep churning out the propaganda, and what they're doing now, they've really upped their game with myself about lying and misrepresenting my claims. But that's how desperate it's got. But you, in doing that, guys, you're actually exposing and speeding things up even more. I'm guessing there's quite a few people on the fence who watch this channel quietly, out of curiosity. For those people, take note of my claims, take note of the things I stand by, the things I say, right? Ultimately, I stand by demonstrable reality. And as a result of that, I literally get a free pass to bash space any which way I like. And there's nothing they can do about it other than be triggered. And I know I'm guilty for triggering some of these people with my tones and some of the things I say. On purpose, I will admit sometimes, to get a reaction, not to wind you up, to get you to address things within yourself. Because that's where the problem lies here, within yourself. Globe believers and anyone on the fence, the Earth is not a globe. That's not even up for debate. The battle is internally, accepting what is, being honest, and overcoming that inner voice, the ego. When you tame that little rascal, there's great power to be had, and that actually becomes a tool that can be used for your advantage, rather than the ego controlling you like some daft puppet master, which seems to be the problem with a lot of globe representatives online. A lot of them, unfortunately, are just blatantly at it, to be fair. Guys, I'm afraid to say the globe's impossible. Someone like myself stands by the things that are simply true, tested and verified by all. If you don't like that, that problem lies within you. Cheers, everyone.